Hello, YouTube, and welcome to The Real Siberius. In this episode, I wanted to talk about heroes have to struggle. If you watched a movie or read a book or saw a game and the star immediately won, you wouldn't care. You wouldn't be invested. You wouldn't be inspired because they haven't had to endure anything. They didn't have to overcome. They didn't have to prevail. Life is hard for all of us, and that's why we like to see people overcome and triumph. However, the struggle has to be real. We have to see it with our own eyes and feel it in our own bodies. It has to create a visceral reaction within you. People were inspired by Lance Armstrong because he overcame cancer. But when everyone found out he was doping to do it, all of the inspiration went away. He cheated the game, and in doing so, he cheated us. When Jordan came into the NBA and he got beat by Bird and the Celtics after putting in a Herculean effort, people were rooting for him. Even Celtics fans and Bird himself were inspired by his effort. Then, when Jordan faced the Pistons and was being physically assaulted, people were inspired by his grit, his fight. He kept driving to the basket and again getting knocked down, but he kept coming back for more. When he finally overcame the Pistons and beat them, it changed people's lives. It gave them hope and inspired them to overcome themselves. Heroes don't complain. They accept the challenge and embrace the struggle. They want the struggle. They don't blame others and they don't make excuses. They burden themselves with the blame so others don't have to. They do this because they can handle it. They may fail, but they don't give up. Failure is a part of the process. I've struggled myself. I have failed and I have quit, but I won't give up. I have learned through failure to embrace the struggle, to welcome the discomfort and confront the challenges. Failure sucks. Losing is hard. Quitting is easy. You have to learn to stand up to it, to embrace it, to welcome it in many ways because it will help you face it head on. My brain is damaged. My heart is broken, but my spirit isn't willing to give up. I accept my situation because regardless of the circumstances, I created them. Now I have to do everything I can to make the best of them, to make the best of myself. My goal isn't to be perfect. My goal is to be a better version of my previous self. Now, I'm sure some of you or all of you are wondering what any of this has to do with basketball. But the reality is, heroes have to struggle. If you don't put in the work, if you don't have to overcome, if you don't have to face the challenge, face the struggle, and beat it, can you be a hero? Can you be a hero without failure? And if you take shortcuts, can you be a hero? I don't think you can. In my life, I've made terrible decisions that I can't fix, that I can't apologize for, that I can't wish away. There's no time machines. I don't get to go back and change the things that I've done. I have to acknowledge them, I have to accept them, and I have to try to move on from them in the best way that I can. And I hope that even one person that hears this, that's experiencing struggles at the moment, that's having a hard time, that this may inspire them to carry on, to push forward. And if they've made mistakes, to acknowledge those mistakes, to take accountability for those mistakes, and then to push past those mistakes. Dwelling on them doesn't fix anything. It doesn't change the circumstances. It doesn't change the outcome. But hopefully it can change you. And that's all you can do. The struggle has to be hard. I mean, the reality is that's the entire point. I've learned in my life over the past 2 years since my accident that sometimes the purpose in life is the struggle. It's overcoming. It's becoming a better version of your previous self. It's certainly hard to accept. In the moment, it feels like it's never going to end. If you're in the middle of that darkness, it's hard to see a light at the end. But there's a sentiment that has stuck with me going through all of these challenges. And that is, this too shall pass. Nothing lasts forever. Good or bad. When we're in the middle of a difficult situation, it feels like it will never end. When we're in the middle of a good situation, we hope it will never end, but neither of them lasts forever. And once we acknowledge that and can accept that, I think it makes the struggle a little bit easier to endure, and the good, it makes us a little more grateful and to have more gratitude for the good. In the show Ted Lasso, he has a line that says, "I hope all of us or none of us are judged by our actions in our weakest moments." I wish that were true, but oftentimes that's when we're judged the harshest, is in our weak moments. But hopefully, in those weak moments, or after those weak moments, we can reflect, we can grow, and given the opportunity again, we won't make similar mistakes because we're better. Now, I know that none of this really has anything to do with basketball or sports, but I'm certainly finding as I'm going along this YouTube journey, I don't want to just talk about basketball. I don't want to just talk about sports. I have experienced and learned many things in my life, and hopefully I can share them with people. Share my mistakes, share my triumphs, share my growth, and hopefully we can take this journey together. As always, I want to give a shout out to the content creators that inspired me to create this channel. Uncommon Sense, Angry Old Hoops, Self-Researched NBA Facts, 93Z, Sports and Fitness Rants, Uncut Hoops, Scap Attack, The Basketball Show, Speam Engine, In Your Face Hoops, Eddie TV. All of you continue to inspire me, and I just want to say thank you. If you made it to the end of the video, I appreciate it. Like and subscribe if you haven't, and please comment. I would love to have some form of dialogue with my subscribers or with the people that watch the videos. Even if you tell me I suck, you can't get better without sucking. You got to start somewhere. And I don't have any idea what I'm doing. I'm just trying to figure all of this out as I go. But that's all, and I'll see you in the next one.